So, gentlemen, it's 6 o'clock. We need to start now. And we have 12 serious people. And that's more than enough because FTI has only 10 seats. So, I suppose it's 11. So, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, let's start. A very famous filmmaker called Akira Kurosawa. There's a book called something like an autobiography. I hope one day you will read it. If you don't read it, it is still fine. One second. Participants. Kindly, Purushottam, Gogoi, kindly. Everybody need to mute who are being asked to unmute. Okay? Otherwise, nobody will be able to hear what I'm talking about. And you will waste not only your time and other people's time also. So, Akira Kurosawa, something like an autobiography, is a book, which is a biography written. It's also a general knowledge question for the MCQ section. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about a very important thing, which is, you can see this is a book. And on the back page, number, if you could see it a little bit, then I have just taken a photocopy of this page and mentioned here some random notes on filmmaking, where Kurosawa talks about a very, very important thing. This paragraph is the most important paragraph in the entire book, to my mind. What is cinema? There's a book by André Bazin called What is Cinema? And it was also a question which was asked indirectly to the students in one of the past question paper, that write about any film theoretician, not film historian. Okay, try to understand the difference. So André Bazin is one of the most popular film theoretician who has written a book called Cinema 1, Cinema 2. But this quote is not from there. This quote is from Akira Kurosawa's book. And the quote is, what is cinema? What is cinema? So, he says the answer to this question is no easy matter. Long ago, the Japanese novelist Shiga Noya presented an essay written by his grandchild as one of the most remarkable prose piece of his time. He had it published in a literary magazine. It was called My Dog and ran as follows. My dog resembles a bear. He also resembles a badger. He also resembles a fox. It proceeds to enumerate the dog's special characteristic, comprising each one to yet another animal, developing into a full list of animal kingdom. However, the essay closed with, but since he is a dog, he most resembles a dog. I remember busting out laughing when I read this essay, but it makes a serious point. Cinema resembles so many arts. If cinema has a very literary characteristic, it also has a theatrical characteristic, a philosophical side, attributes of a painting and sculpture and musical elements. But cinema is, in the final analysis, cinema. So after reading this whole book, I found a question for you. If I would set up a paper, I would set up a question like this. Not exactly like this, but something like this. So I'm reading the question. Question is, if cinema has very literary characteristic, it also has a theatrical qualities, a philosophical side, attributes of painting and sculpture and musical element. But cinema is, in the final analysis, cinema. Comment on the statement, 10 marks. Comment on the statement, 10 marks. Okay. So remember this picture below. I would quote this picture. Later on, those 23 people are here. Rest of them are sleeping. Let them sleep. It's good. They wasted the 10,000 rupees hard-earned money of their parents. So it's good for you because they are not your competitor. So they will listen to it tomorrow. I can't help it, but from tomorrow onward, I would bar the people who would not join here. And I'm more strict. I would not send the videos to them also, because they need to suffer. They need to value these classes. We are not here to do the time pass. And that's why I'm not looking for people who you have paid the 10,000 rupees does not mean you have bought me. So if you don't come here, stay home, do some shit in your life, keep dreaming one day that you will get selected in FTI and you will not. So these people will hear this lecture tomorrow. But tomorrow onward, sharp 15 minutes before, there will be waiting room, and after waiting room, it will be locked. I've let this be an announcement in this session. And I will not send a video, whatever shit will happen, let it be. So this is a statement, and we will discuss it slowly. And I would also like to have a little more interactive thing. So I'm closing this particular stop sharing, and I will pick up right now the three words. Let me just remember it more clearly so that I will not waste your time later on. So it has a literary characteristic. First is literary characteristic. Second is theatrical qualities. Third is philosophical side. Fourth is paintings of attribute. Fifth is sculpture. I've shown you the sculpture below over here. I will talk about this connect of this sculpture with a particular film. And a musical element. Six is musical element. So you have a 6 element to talk about. Okay. So I'm stop sharing this, and I will move to another PPT slowly. And but that is another 1 hour I would discuss with you. Today, let me just first finish with the literary characteristic. So cinema has a very literary characteristic. It can be only this much question. 5 marks, comment. Boliye. Aa jaiye. 23 people, wake up. Slowly raise your hand if you are around and write your comment. You want to talk, and then I would name you and you would. ये कोई नंदलाल दयाराम की कुंजी नहीं है, हेल्प बुक नहीं है कि मैं तुम्हारे क्वेश्चन का आंसर तुम्हें लिख के दे दूंगा और तुम जाके एफटीआई में सिलेक्ट हो जाओगे. खोपड़ी के अंदर भूसा भरा पड़ा है तो कुछ नहीं होने वाला जिंदगी के अंदर, ध्यान रखना. Okay? So my question is, I'm asking a question. Cinema has a very literary characteristic. I would also give my answer, but I wanted to know what is your understanding. So write a comment. I would name that person, and then Anji, boliye. Yashwani Singh.
Sir.
I do have a point here, sir. May I speak? Yes. Yashwant Singh. Boliye.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
So for the literary element of cinema, maybe I could touch on the points of early cinema when the French were developing cinema along with American cinema, because at that point, American cinema was sort of seen as this glorified, vulgar sort of cinema, while France was coming up with art cinemas, which derived heavily from literary traditions. For example, Shakespearean plays to other literary works of France, which were being developed at that point. It was seen as art cinema mostly. So it derived certain aspects of it from literature. So that was one point I had for the literary
quality,
aspect.
not literary quality. Okay. So first of all,
So,
wait. Shakespeare is known for writing theatre, plays. Okay. Plays are one part of literature. So when we talk about the plays, it comes under the category of theatrical qualities. I'm talking about literary characteristics. Please try to understand when I'm saying it. And before you open your mouth, with me particularly, and very, very important for FTI, because there is something called beating around the bush. You keep beating around the bush, you will not get the marks. You will fail for sure. Write down on a piece of paper. So use limited words and think before you open your mouth. Okay, that's why I always encourage write down and then speak it, so that you know what you are speaking. So what you're talking about, a theatrical quality. I'm talking, theater is a part of, plays are part of a literature, one part. So I'm talking about, in general, others. That is going to be taken care, especially when we are talking about the theatrical qualities. Right now we are talking about the literary qualities, which is more of poetry, which is more of story, which is more of, that is what I wanted to know. What is your understanding of literary characteristic? A cinema has a literary characteristic. Point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, point number 4. We will talk in that language. And if you don't understand this language, you will fail. Again and again I'm saying you will fail, because you talk some shit, examiner will know from the day one, from the page one, that you are talking shit and you are out. Understand this carefully. Very, very carefully. Don't talk in a beating around the bush manner. Be focused and be concise and use limited number of words, and that's it. Like a heading of a newspaper. Heading of a newspaper is the heading, and then you read the shit, whatever is written over there, otherwise you skip and you move further. So a heading should capture it. So my first heading of this thing called cinema has a literary characteristic. Heading number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Harsh Yadav.
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, literally characteristics would be, first point would be plot. Second would be
Plot.
setting.
Okay. Then
Setting.
is what?
And then structure.
Structure. Okay.
Structure of the screenplay, and then characters.
Characters. Okay.
So I know only about this. But I had these points in my head. And
So anybody else? 23 people who are dreaming.
Sir, can I attempt?
Yes, why not? But before you attempt, you should write down here so that I know you want to say. So this
Okay.
is the format we are going to accept. Is the 10 people I want to answer. I can't put 10 people on and keep answering and everybody get confused. So write a short statement in the chat that I want to add something, so I would allow. So now carry on, please.
Yes. So I feel that cinema has a literary characteristic of narrative style. For
What?
example, the
Style. So I would put it in a different. You have to use a very, very precise words also when you describe. So cinema also has a narrative like the literature has.
yes, sir,
Like the
just
story has.
like sir, we had a stream of consciousness movies in the 1950s and 60s.
Wait. Sentence number 1, sentence number 2, sentence number 3. We will speak in this language because there is a limited words, there is a limited space. You have to write down. So you have to be very, very precise. Again and again, I am focusing on one thing. Use less number of words and be very, very precise. So first sentence is like the literature which has story, which has a novel, whether it is a story or whether it is a novel, both has the narrative structure. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, the cinema also has a narrative structure. That is going to be my first sentence.
Yes.
Now you speak your second sentence.
For example, the stream of consciousness movies began in the 1950s and 1960s.
What is
And
the theme of consciousness movies?
basically, sir, it means that continuous and uninterrupted output of the characters' feelings and thoughts and point of views. And even the writers like Virginia Woolf have popularized the style. So it's something adopted from the literary scene.
Okay, carry on. That
Yes, sir.
comes under the category of philosophical side. Right now we are talking about the literary characteristics. Try to distinguish yourself.
Yes, sir.
That is a
So,
philosophy. Jean-Paul Sartre is a philosophy. Right?
right.
That you are not born as a potato or a coconut tree. A coconut tree will become a coconut tree only. A mango tree will become a mango tree only. The seed of a mango tree can't become a coconut tree. But a human
Right.
being can become anything. So you are not pre-programmed. Right?
Right.
That is called existentialism. We will talk about these isms later on, but right now, what my point is the literary characteristic. So literary characteristic, like in a literature, you have a plot, like some gentleman said, that there is a plot, there is a structure, there is a characteristic. Characters. Similarly, in a film, there is a plot, there is a structure, there is a characters.
Yes, yes, sir.
Like a novel. So this is a kind of a similarity between Both. So it has a literary characteristic means it has a plot, it has a character, it has a conflict like in any of the story. So whatever the elements of literature are involved in terms of prose. We are not talking about the poetry right now. We will go into the poetry later on. So in terms of the prose, there are certain elements in a literature, whether it is a story or whether it is a novel. Similar elements are also there in cinema.
Yes, sir. And I feel that both of them also have a voice, sir, that is enhanced by the narrative structure, like you said.
Okay. So, Shankar Jha, can I speak? Please carry on. Shankar Jha, you are awake?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Carry on.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, my layman understanding is that cinema cannot exist.
Layman understanding, you are not an expert, that we know. So try to be very focused and be precise.
Yes, sir.
You don't waste other people's time.
Yes, sir. So what I understand is that cinema cannot exist in a vacuum. Unless literature happens, we cannot derive cinema out of nothing. It has to flow out of literature.
Bothered about the literature. The least bothered about literature, there is a theory called author cinema, auteur cinema. They develop their concept, they develop their ideas and execute the films. Godard is one of them. There are many more also. So not necessarily they are banking on the literature people, the least bothered about literature people. But there is a particular theory called author theory in which people make their own film. So we can make without banking upon the literature.
Okay, I got your point, sir. So that is what I understood. I understood that without literature, cinema cannot happen. But as you made the point,
forget about cinema, it can happen.
Now that's what now I understand, that it can happen without literature.
All over the world are based on not on the story or screenplay by a novelist. 50% of the cinema is independent cinema. They write writes the screenplay and story in collaboration with other people or by himself. So not necessarily it has to be based on the other people's.
Right, sir. Got your point, sir.
Okay.
Understood.
So next is Samya Sen Sharma. Boliye. Samya Sen Sharma.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The prevalence of stories in our lives is a reason why films may embody the narrative form. A film that tells a story.
That is a good word you use, narrative form. Both has the narrative form. Literature has a narrative form and cinema also has a narrative form.
Narrative form. Narrative form is common in fictional films, but also the documentaries also employ the narrative form. Then a narrative has to have a causality, time and space. Time and space are very important in narrative, and a cause. And the cause is very important. As a random string of events is hard to understand a story. So we need to play with time, space, and cause specifically to be a good film. For example, a film consists of a story and it also consists of a plot. The one explicitly presented in front of us, the story, and the part that the viewer also infers from us can constitute of the story. Okay.
Tomorrow, everybody means 24 people who are here. I am the one, 23 are rest. 23 people need to write down on a piece of paper in 100 words, not more than that. Okay? Hindi or English. Don't write in Bangla and all that. 100 words you need to write down on this thing. Cinema has a very literary characteristic. Then you will understand whether you are talking shit, nonsense, sense, super sense. I would read it here also, tomorrow also. So be focused, be precise. Formula is be focused, be precise. So far, everybody is talking, beating around the bush. So my first sentence is the way in literature, there is a story, there is a plot, there is a character, there is a structure. Similarly, in a cinema, there is a plot, there is a story, there is a structure, there are characters. Sentence number 1 is over. I have not written second sentence so far. I'll move to a second level. Sentence number 2. The way in a poetry. In a poetry, what is poetry? Poetry is a way of saying the things in a concise, limited words, or let me put it in a different way. It is a profound way of saying something in a limited words. Sometimes there is a rhythm, sometimes there is no rhythm. Sometimes there is a rhythm, sometimes there is no rhythm. Okay? So there are a variety of poetries exist, but in any case, let me repeat my second sentence. If I will write in an examination what I am going to write, the way in a poetry, there is a concise and very formula format. E is equal to MC square is what? Is a formula. You need to understand the meaning of E, M and C and how this derivation came into it. Similarly, in a poetry, there is a concise way of saying things which has in between read the lines. Similarly, in a cinema, there are concise and precise way of saying things which is like a poetry. That is my second sentence. I'm talking about each and every sentence. Every word, every space count, like a telegram. Telegram, you don't talk bullshit. Telegram, you use limited words because every word will cost you. So the same mindset has to be there when you write the answer. Every sentence, what you write should have a precise meaning. No blah, 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 blah. So far, you people are doing that only. So sentence number 2, I'm not going to repeat it. I'm taking little further the second sentence. Poetry as such is also used in cinema, particularly in Indian context, where we have a song as a part of the narrative. Songs are being used in 2 different ways. A, as a poetry, which is adding to the narrative of the film, which is adding to the meaning of the film, but sometimes it is also used as a item song. But abroad or also in India, sometimes poetry is used as a background song. Sometimes poetry is used inside the film. You watch any of the film of Satyajit Ray. Somewhere or other, say for example, Apur Sansar. I'm quoting an example because this film will be discussed later on in the acting candidates, not with you people. So in the Apur Sansar, this character reads the poetry, which he has written himself. If you look into the films of Rituparna Ghosh, you will see some character is citing some poetry. So poetry, the way it is a part of cinema, it is also written independently. So sometimes poetry becomes a part of the cinema. And that's what adds the dimension to a film, particularly of the race film. If you see, there is always one character is reciting some poetry or other at some point in the film. Watch those films carefully, all 24 films. In some way or other, you will find the poetry taking its little space of 2 minutes or 3 minutes inside the film. So, Purushottam Gogoi, can I speak? Yes. Carry on. Purushottam Gogoi has gone to the sleep.
Hello, sir.
Okay, carry on.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, I wanted to say that when we read anything, a poem or a novel or a story, images go through our mind. The action that is being written in the on the page or in the line we're reading, images go through our mind. And cinema is also that form that we form in that we think in our mind. The images coming and going forward, and actions are happening there. So
this is the point. Wait. This is the point where cinema differs from literature. Why? When you are reading a literature, you are forming your own film. But when you are watching a film, it is a fixed image.
Yes, sir.
By the director. This is where the cinema differs from the literature. In literature, you read, you make your own film in your mind. But in the cinema, there is
Yes,
a
sir.
specific image. So this is where the cinema differs from the literature. You're talking about the
Yes, sir.
difference. I'm talking about how it has a literary characteristic, similarities.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand, sir. My point was that it's a difference. It's a very clear difference. But since there is that's the similarity that it creates image and in our mind, and we see images, then we feel things. That's why cinema can be derived from into some literary form at the very first place. I don't know if I'm.
Thought is not clear. Your thought is not clear.
Yes,
Masood
sir,
Rana
sir.
Diwan, please carry on.
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, I had a point, and what I want to understand around the point is why it's not the answer. My point is when we are discussing books and cinema, the first thought that came in my mind when we are comparing those, like what is similar, film is a very new medium compared to other like books and novels and all everything. My point was the way narrative structures have evolved in films are essentially borrowed from how they are treated first in books. Like the movements first happen in novels and short stories, and then they slowly come down and seep down how those treatment the characters happen are treated in movies in general. So I was trying to understand why it would not be an answer, because their evolution are very parallel on how these treatment of narratives happen. Hello.
Here, what we're
Hmm.
talking about is what cinema and literature has common thing. That is the question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are not into the debate whether which is the oldest form. Which is
No. I'm not debating. I'm saying that their evolution is very parallel. So why?
What is your
Because
see,
my
I am a science graduate.
Hmm.
I have to have a point in a limited words.
My point is that similarity is the evolution of narrative in cinema is mostly borrowed from the evolution that has come from books at any point in time.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is, I'm trying to understand why it won't be a valid point over the similarity. Like if there's a postmodernist understanding, it first happened in books, then in movies.
You have not heard it properly. I have said the very first sentence is the way the literature has a narrative structure which has a plot, is a characters and other things. Similarly, the film also has that.
Yes, sir.
To that thing, it also has that.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
to sentence number 2, sentence number 3, sentence 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's it.
Okay, sir.
You are going to write an answer. You have a limited time. You do blah, 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 blah. You are out. And 90% of people like you would do blah, 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 blah only. Again and again, I'm saying. And you will lose the game. So learn to be focused, learn to be precise, learn to be not talking unnecessary words. So my question is sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, sentence 4. So I have spoken 3 sentences so far. Now we have to add the sentence number 4. So what is the similarity in terms of the cinema has taken from the literature? Let me add something now. The way in literature there is a form of narration. There is a form of narration. The way the stories are being narrated. Similarly, in a cinema, a form has been evolved by many people over the years, like in a literature. So that is my sentence number 4. Okay? So think about it. Tomorrow, as I said, 100 words. Sentence number 1. Every sentence, every bloody word is like a telegram. If you don't understand that, you will never be able to crack it the FTI. And don't be surprised if you have failed. Because you talk some nonsense and shit, and because of that you are out. People who are, this is the formula. People who are focused, people who are precise, people know what they are talking about, they get it. And a person like me, would read the first page of your answer sheet of 40 pages, and I will make up my mind that whether this person knows what he is talking and what he is talking is sense or shit. And on the basis of that decision, I would check rest 19 pages. Please understand that carefully. Carefully you understand that. And that is the mistake you all are going to do it. And tomorrow I am going to read this thing for you people to make sense that how many marks you will get if this particular stanza would have been the question, 5 marks. Cinema has very literary characteristic, comment, 5 marks. 100 words. What you're going to write? That would determine your in or out. Again and again I'm saying, many of you people talk some shit without knowing what you're talking, without knowing whether you have a point or not. You have to have a point, otherwise it is all blah 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 of English honors. St. Stephen English honors, Hindu College English honors, or some other St. Columbus or St. this that. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in a point. Point 1, 2, 3, 4 in 100 words. That's it. Be very, very clear if you want to get into it. If you want to fail, most welcome. Keep failing. I know many people who keep failing for 2 years, 3 years. They're still attempting it without understanding why they are failing. Intelligent people failing. Intelligent people. Okay? So, let's come to Masoom Raza. Diwan is over. Anybody else who wanted to say something? Because many people have raised their hand. Yashwant Singh, have you a point? 2 sentences you will speak, not more than that. Okay? Speak your 2 sentences.
Sir, actually I have 1 sentence only.
Okay.
So, narrative styles such as metaphors has been derived from the narrative structure of novels and prose.
Okay. Sentence number 2.
Sir, I only had 1 point.
Okay, 1. Fine. So, metaphors. So, like in a literature, there are metaphors. Similarly, into the structure of cinema, there are metaphors. The metaphors are derived from the literature. That is the sentence. Good. Next. What's your name? Okay. Harsh Yadav, do you have something to say? 2 sentences only.
Yes, sir. Sir, you had just said that conflict is important. So I just wanted to ask, does characters' goals and wants would be part of literary characteristics?
Yes. Like in literature, there are dreams, there are desires, there are something else which the character want to achieve. There are goals a character want to achieve. Similarly, in the film also there is a goals a character. So when we talk about the word called plot, structure, characters, they all are part of the literature. Similarly, in the cinema also, you have a narrative, you have a structure, you have a plot. So this is a kind of a similarity. So you're repeating the same thing. Anyway.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Just I wanted to clarify.
We'll move little further. We'll move little further into a very, very interesting domain called theatrical qualities. This is my favorite subject. My subject is not literature. My favorite subject is theatrical qualities. If you have not seen the theater, don't talk shit over here. Don't waste other people's time. Okay? So those who have seen the theater, those who knows the theater, only those people would talk. Otherwise, don't waste other people's time. Don't say, I have read the Shakespeare. Reading the Shakespeare has no value. Have you seen the Shakespeare on the stage? Then we will talk about it. So, second point is, it also has a theatrical qualities. Question number 2, sub-question number of the same, sub means A, B, C, D. A is literary, B is theater, C is philosophical, D is painting, sculpture. Okay? So, we are moving to a domain called B, which is, it also has a theatrical qualities. So first of all, I want to understand from you what you have understood. 2 sentences. If you will speak, only 2 sentences, not more than that. What is the meaning of theatrical qualities? बोलिए. कभी जिंदगी में थिएटर देखा है? किसी थिएटर के अंदर जाके तो थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज समझ आएगा. थिएटर नहीं देखा तो थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज कभी जिंदगी में समझ नहीं आने वाला तुम लोग. बोलिए, कौन बोलना चाहता है? टाइप करिए यहाँ पर क्विकली। इसको समझ आ रहा है? कोई बोलना चाह रहा है? कोई? हाँ जी बोलिए वत्सला सक्सेना।
Sir, just like theater has a three-part structure enumerated by Aristotle.
देखो ये सब नाम छोड़ दो अभी, एरिस्टोटल छोड़ दो।
Yes, sir.
अभी ये सब नेम अगेन आई एम सेइंग, नेम ड्रॉपिंग विल नॉट हेल्प यू। मैं 200 नाम फेंक सकता हूं यहाँ पे एरिस्टोटल जैसे, उससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला।
Okay, sir. Just like the theater has the three-act structure, just like beginning, middle, and end, cinema also has a three-act structure.
Okay. चलिए आगे बढ़िए। एक बात हो गई, थ्री एक्ट स्ट्रक्चर हर फिल्म में नहीं होता है, बट कोई बात नहीं, चलिए आगे बढ़िए। थिएटर के हिसाब से theater has a three-act structure, similarly cinema also has a, but this is not actually a theatrical quality, but anyway we will assume this is fine. Okay, second.
Secondly, many of the plays also have a hero's journey, which we also see in many of the films.
Right. वो एक अलग चक्कर है। थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटी, थिएटर क्या है? थिएटर और सिनेमा में क्या फर्क? पहले तो ये समझने की कोशिश करिए, फिर आपको सिमिलरिटी समझ आएगा। सिनेमा थिएट्रिकल का क्या मतलब है? थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज, थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज क्या है जिसको आप बोलते हैं ये थिएट्रिकल?
I feel the things which are done on a stage with the live props and the actors and the audience.
वो तो वहां पे भी होता है, सिनेमा में भी होता है, एक्टर भी है, प्रॉप भी है, वो भी है। वो थिएट्रिकल क्या हुआ? थिएट्रिकल कैसे कहेंगे? सिनेमा को थिएट्रिकल बोल सकते हैं आप? इट हैज द थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज, बट व्हाट इज थिएटर?
Sir, theater also has many like camera cuts, many effects. So it's not live.
कैमरा नहीं होता है थिएटर में, तो ऑडियंस बैठा होता है। सिनेमा के अंदर एक कैमरा होता है, एक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू होता है सिनेमा में। एट वन गिवन पॉइंट ऑफ ए टाइम इन सिनेमा देयर इज अ वन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, बट इन थिएटर देयर आर 100 people sitting at variety of places inside the auditorium, so there are 100 point of view to look at the play.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I said by mistake. I meant yes.
The difference between the theater and cinema. Cinema has only one point of view to look at the image or a character or a scene, while in theater there are 100 or 200 or 1000 people who are sitting at different position, will have a different angle and different views to look at it, angle of views.
Okay, thank you, sir.
और बोलिए नेक्स्ट, बोलिए थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज क्या है? थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज की बात कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पर 23 लोग बैठे हुए हैं, 22 लोग मेरे को छोड़ के। 22 लोगों में से कभी ना कभी जिंदगी में गलती से घूमते फिरते टहलते हुए थिएटर में गए होंगे आप लोग। बोलिए कौन बोलना चाह रहा है?
बोलो।
बोलिए बोलिए, कोई भी आदमी बोलिए।
हाँ सर।
ओके, प्लीज गो अहेड।
श्रीनाथ शाह बोलिए। ये सब ये पुराने वाले हाथ हैं, इनको कैसे ऑफ करते हैं मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है इसमें।
हेलो सर। हेलो।
हाँ जी बोलिए।
So actually I raised my hand for the poetry. I didn't raise my hand for this theatrical.
हाथ हटा लीजिए, अभी थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है मुझे। जिन लोगों ने हाथ रेज कर रखे हैं, अगर वो हाथ हट सकते हैं तो अच्छा रहेगा।
Okay, done sir.
Once you answer, once you get the opportunity to speak, remove your hand so that I know who are the other people who want to ask answer. हाँ जी बोलिए।
हेलो सर। हेलो सर।
कौन बोलना चाह रहा है ये?
सर प्रज्ञा परिमिता प्रधान।
प्रज्ञा परिमिता बोलिए।
Cinema has theatrical qualities like placing on stage or blocking, and then second, connection between actors and audience, and then third point, maybe sometimes there is a narrator like theater plays.
तो थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटी, थिएटर की बात कर रहे हैं हम, थिएटर देख रहे हैं। कैसे पता लगता है हम थिएटर देख रहे हैं?
सर मेरा फर्स्ट पॉइंट जो था वो था कि प्लेसिंग ऑन स्टेज, वो मेजन सीन तो हेलो।
हाँ जी मैं सुन रहा हूँ, बोलिए।
से जो स्टेज प्लेसिंग होता है कैरेक्टर्स एंड प्रॉप्स स्टेज, वो कहीं से कहीं सिनेमा में भी है. And second point, connection between actors and audience, like in theater there is also, in cinemas also we found that connection. And third point, narrator sometimes narrates their stories in some movies or some plays.
Okay. तो हम लोग थोड़ा दोबारा जाते हैं, दोबारा सोचना चालू करते हैं थिएटर के बारे में. There is something called mise-en scene. कभी आप लोगों ने ये नाम सुना होगा जिंदगी में, mise-en scene. mise-en scene क्या होता है? mise-en scene कहाँ से आया? लास्ट ईयर ये एमसीक्यू का क्वेश्चन भी था एक. तो mise-en scene के अंदर क्या होता है बेसिकली कि सेटिंग होती है, प्रॉप्स होती है, लाइट्स होती है, ये सब चीजें होती हैं. एक कैरेक्टर नंगा तो नहीं खड़ा हुआ है वहां पे, कपड़े पहन के खड़ा हुआ है, तो कॉस्ट्यूम आ गई, करेक्ट. लाइट भी आ रही है वहां पे, ऊपर से लाइट आ रही है ना, लाइट भी है, प्रॉपर्टीज भी है, सेट भी है, और आपका कॉस्ट्यूम भी है, और एक एम्बियंस है, जिसकी वजह से आपको पता लग रहा है कि ये महल है या सड़क का फुटपाथ है या क्या है. So mise-en scene consists of so many people, so many things. So the way theater has a mise-en scene, similarly the cinema also has a mise-en scene. बात समझ आई आपको? The word called mise-en scene is a French word, mise-en scene. Mise-en scene is being derived from the theater. So the way theater has a mise-en scene, similarly the cinema also has a mise-en scene. That is the sentence number 1. Sentence number 2.
So may I speak?
Connection.
बोलिए.
Connection between actor and audience.
Connection between actor and audience. Yes. Connection is there in the theater. When you are watching a theater, there is a connection of the audience, but I would say in a different way. This is a difference.
Sir.
Wait. This is a difference between the theater and cinema. In a theater, the connection between the audience and the actor is live. You do something, audience would laugh, and you would know you have done it right. Okay? So there is a live response happening in a theater. But in cinema, actor do not know whether somebody laughed or not. So actually there is no connect. This
Actually,
you have said is, basically you said it good. It is a difference between cinema versus theater. In a theater, there is a live response. In cinema, there is no live response.
मैं एक बोलूं सर?
बोलिए.
सर मुझे लगता है कि थिएटर जो होता है ना, वो एक्टर के तौर से होता है, मतलब डायरेक्टर वहाँ कुछ नहीं कर सकता. सिनेमा में डायरेक्टर उसको जो चाहे वो करके ले सकता है, लेकिन थिएटर में ऐसा होता है कि एक बार शुरू हो गया तो डायरेक्टर कुछ नहीं कर सकता. मतलब एक बार शुरू हो गया तो डायरेक्टर सिर्फ देख सकता है कि क्या हो रहा है, उसमें इंटरफेयर नहीं कर सकता. लेकिन सिनेमा में उसको जिस तरह से चाहिए वो स्टोरी बना सकता है वहां पर.
Correct. So that's why this is a question we will discuss at some point, actually for acting student. Okay, theater is an actor's medium and cinema is a director's medium. Comment 10 marks. But ये आपके लिए भी आ सकता है, ये क्वेश्चन आप लोगों के लिए भी आ सकता है, बट वो एक्टिंग के स्टूडेंट के लिए ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है कि थिएटर इज ए एक्टर्स मीडियम एंड सिनेमा इज ए डायरेक्टर्स मीडियम. बट आपके लिए भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये बाद में हम कभी डिस्कस करेंगे. ये क्वेश्चन जो है एक्टर और डायरेक्टर, वाई थिएटर एंड सिनेमा का जो कंपैरिजन होगा तब हम करेंगे. बट अभी हम थोड़ा अपने काम की बात पे आ जाते हैं. थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज. थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज में और क्या होता है थिएटर के अंदर जिसको आप थिएट्रिकल बोल सकते हैं, जो सिनेमा में भी होता है?
सर may I speak?
हाँ जी बोलिए.
तो सर थिएटर में भी आपका डायलेशन ऑफ टाइम होता है, पास्ट और फ्यूचर में से एक टाइम जा सकते हैं, जो सिनेमा में भी जा सकते हैं हम लोग.
ठीक है, बोलिए आगे. ये थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटी हुई. यू थिंक इट इज अ थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटी जो केवल थिएटर में होती है और सिनेमा में भी होती है. थिएट्रिकल क्या है? आप आज जो है रात को सोने से पहले खोपड़ी खुजाना, और थोड़ा सा आपने अब कभी खुजाई नहीं होगी, अभी आज खुजाना चालू करिए. थिएट्रिकल क्या है? थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज क्या है? एक फिल्म है डॉगविल, लिख लो सब लोग, भूल जाओगे. डॉगविल, निकोल किडमैन है उसके अंदर. निकोल किडमैन का फिल्म है डॉगविल. कभी जिंदगी में टाइम मिले तो इसको देख लेना, थोड़ा समझ आएगा जो मैं बात बोलने वाला हूं। उस फिल्म के अंदर क्या है, फिल्म के अंदर उसने थिएट्रिकल स्टाइल के अंदर फिल्म बनाई, उस फिल्म के अंदर थिएट्रिकल स्टाइल में फिल्म बनाई। ठीक है जी,
मैं मेंशन
बोलिए।
Sir, monologuing in films is an element derived from theatrical traditions.
Monologue is derived from the theatrical tradition. Actually, to my mind, I was telling someone, I don't know, with you people, not with you, that dialogue is nothing but consists of monologue A and monologue B, monologue C. 3 लोग अगर बात कर रहे हैं तो तीनों लोग तो साथ में बात नहीं करेंगे। पहले मैं बोलूंगा, फिर आप बोलेंगे, फिर एक तीसरा आदमी बोलेगा। करेक्ट? तो dialogue is nothing but a monologue. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 3, Part 2, Part 1, Part 2, Part 2, Part 3, Part 1, Part 3, it could be various permutation combination. So actually, जो dialogue है, वो that is, I would not believe that it is from there. तो monologue का जो idea है, in cinema में भी monologue होता है, वो डायलॉग एक्सरसाइज बेसिकली अपने आप में मोनोलॉग ही होती है, कहीं ना कहीं देखा जाए तो थोड़ा सा। और पूरा का पूरा फिल्म एक आदमी के कंधे पर नहीं चल सकता। मुझे बता दो एक आदमी, एक फिल्म बता दो जिसमें एक ही कैरेक्टर हो, एक ही आदमी बोल रहा हो। चलो तुम्हारी बात मैं मान लेता हूं, बोलो, बता सकते हो एक फिल्म? नहीं बता सकते? नहीं बता सकते?
No, sir, no.
Correct. So your answer is not well. Am I right? अगर फिल्म मोनोलॉग होती तो एक ही आदमी फिल्म बना रहा होता है, एक ही फिल्म कैरेक्टर होता है उसके अंदर। कोई बता सकते हो एक आधी फिल्म कोई जिसमें एक ही कैरेक्टर हो? याद आ रहा है कोई फिल्म? कितनी फिल्में देखी?
No, sir, but even in theater, monologuing comes in.
आप थिएटर में एक आदमी प्ले कर रहा है, उसमें एक ही कैरेक्टर है। मैं ऐसे कम से कम 50 मोनोलॉग आपको बता सकता हूँ जो थिएट्रिकल प्रोडक्शन के नाम पर लोग देखने जाते हैं। मैंने भी देखी, तुमने भी देखी। क्या आप एक फिल्म का नाम बता सकते हैं जिसमें एक ही आदमी कैरेक्टर और एक ही आदमी बोले जा रहा है?
नहीं है सर, ऐसी कोई फिल्म नहीं है।
बात खत्म हो गई, बात खत्म हो गई। ठीक है जी, अब आगे बढ़ते हैं और बोलिए थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज। थिएटर की लाइटिंग और सिनेमा की लाइटिंग में क्या फर्क होता है? कभी सोचा है?
Sir, one can be manipulated after the production as well.
वो तो अलग बात हो गई, लाइव की बात करिए। थिएटर की लाइटिंग, ये लाइटिंग सिनेमेटोग्राफी वालों के लिए क्वेश्चन है, बट आपसे फिर भी मैं बात कर रहा हूं क्योंकि हमने मिजॉन सीन की बात करी है। मिजॉन सीन आपसे डिस्कस किया जाएगा कभी ना कभी सिनेमा के अंदर, डिपेंड करता है किस फॉर्मेट में वो क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है। आई वुड ऑल्सो ट्राई टू रीफॉर्मुलेट द क्वेश्चन लेटर ऑन इन व्हेन वी विल हैव मोर क्लासेस। थिएटर के अंदर नीली, पीली, हरी, गुलाबी लाइटें होती है। लाइट फेड इन होती है, लाइट फेड आउट होती है, लाइट स्पॉट में आती है, इस तरीके से काम होता है। सिनेमा में आपने कभी ऐसा देखा है एक ड्राइंग रूम के अंदर लाइट फेड इन हो गई, फेड आउट हो गई, एक स्पॉट आ गया, नीली लाइट आ गई, पीली लाइट आ गई? आपने कभी ऐसा देखा है? ड्राइंग रूम के कन्वर्सेशन में कभी आपने किसी फिल्म में ऐसा देखा है कि नीली लाइट आई, फिर पीली आ गई, फिर फेड इन हो गया, फिर फेड आउट हो गया? ऐसा कभी देखा आपने किसी फिल्म में?
स्पॉटलाइट आते हुए देखा है।
वो स्पॉटलाइट गाने के अंदर चलती है और कहीं नहीं चलती।
यस सर।
उल्टा सर, फिल्म में लाइट दिखती भी नहीं है, मतलब दिखाई नहीं।
फिल्म में लाइट कहाँ से आ रही है?
हाँ,
थिएटर के अंदर पता लगता है कि नीली लाइट यहाँ से आ रही है, पीली वहां से आ रही है, हरी वहां से आ रही है, नीली लाइट फेड आउट हो गई, तो डिफरेंस हुआ। थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज का मतलब आपको महसूस होता है थिएटर के अंदर कि आप थिएटर देख रहे हैं। थिएटर के अंदर आपको ऐसा लगता है फिल्म देख रहे हैं आप?
नहीं। वो
क्यों नहीं लगता?
Sir, can I say?
Yeah.
Sir, in theater, the audience is directed where we have to see through light. Whereas in films, it's not there.
Film also it is there, but anyway.
Yes, but
normally it is not there. Normally it is not there, but the theater, there is a technique to spotlight somewhere where you can focus it. There is a technique in theater, a particular spotlight where you are being directed. So on the stage where you have to watch, but in cinema it is not. But here we are talking about the qualities which is a theater which is also imbibed into the cinema.
Sir,
बोलिए. Lesson FN to me. बोलिए. Can I speak? Yes, lesson.
Yeah, sure, sir. So, theater and cinema are both a great form of an entertainment to the audience. So people who are coming to us.
Are both?
And a source of entertainment, sir.
Entertainment. Yes. I think this is an interesting aspect. But I would not say theatrical qualities. I would accept it as a similarity. Both are meant for entertainment and social change and other things. But it is not theatrical. I'm talking about what is theatrical. Theatrical क्या है? थिएटर जब आप देख रहे हैं तो आपको ऐसा क्यों महसूस होता है कि थिएट्रिकल है ये? सिनेमा नहीं है ये, आपको क्यों नहीं लगता कि ये फिल्म चल रही है? That is my question. I'm trying to replace or redefine or call it whatever. आपको थिएटर देखते वक्त ऐसा नहीं लगता कि सिनेमा देख रहे हैं आप, तो उसमें कुछ ऐसा होता है जिसकी वजह से आपको लगता है कि थिएट्रिकल है. क्या है और वो क्या चीजें हैं? वो चीजें.
I have a question here.
Yeah.
So could melodrama be considered a theatrical quality, because in film it is generally more realistic, but in theater it is more exaggerated?
Exaggerated, but yes, you can say it's a theatrical quality, melodramatic, but in cinema it is little subtle, but it is still there. It is a diluted form of theater. I would say in cinema has adopted the melodramatic qualities in a diluted form. थोड़ा diluted. थोड़ा dilute होता है. It is a diluted form which is being accepted in cinema, but in theater it is very loud.
Yes, sir.
और बोलिए.
I am talking about a difference. Film acting differs from theatrical acting because camera techniques create a controlling context for acting.
बात को समझो. बार बार मैं आपको एक बात समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं जो तुम लोग समझना नहीं चाह रहे. पहला दिन है तो इसलिए कोई बात नहीं. फ्यूचर में ये आपको समझना ही पड़ेगा अगर आपको FTI का रिटर्न एग्जाम क्लियर करना है. मैं रिटर्न की बात कर रहा हूं, बाकी की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं. बाकी तो बात की बातें होंगी. रिटर्न के अंदर अगर आपका आंसर फोकस नहीं है, मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं कैलकाटा का है, आप क्या बोल रहे हैं? There is a state called Bihar. Bihar is close to West Bengal. West Bengal is also close to UP. West Bengal also touches the Odisha. मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ कैलकाटा कहाँ है? तो इसका आंसर क्या होना चाहिए? कैलकाटा इज द कैपिटल ऑफ वेस्ट बंगाल. बात खत्म. ये इधर उधर घुमाओ फिराओ मत. तो मैं आपसे थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज की बात कर रहा हूं जो सिनेमा में भी होती है. तो जैसे मेलोड्रामा की बात हुई, The theater as a melodrama, theater as a melodrama, which is also there in cinema, but in a diluted form. Correct? Right or wrong? इतनी जोर जोर से तो नहीं बोलते सिनेमा में जितना थिएटर में बोलते हैं. तो diluted form के अंदर उसमें होता है. किसी ने लिखा है cinema has a realistic lighting unlike theater. So that is a difference. That is a difference. We are talking about what is there in theater which we imbibe into cinema. Which we imbibe into cinema. बोलिए दुर्गेश्वरी शर्मा.
Yes, sir. In some films and in some plays, there is implementation of folk forms.
ठीक है.
And there is dramatization of events, characters, and scenes, actions.
Dramatization का क्या मतलब है आपका?
जैसे कोई एक्शन अगर कर रहे हैं तो वो बहुत ही या तो बहुत लाउड होगा या बहुत ही अंडर होगा. बहुत जी
अंडर और लाउड कहाँ होगा?
जैसे कोई एक्शन कर रहे हैं तो या तो वो अगर कोई वायलेंट दिखाना है एक्शन तो वो बहुत हार्शली दिखाया जाएगा और उसी वायलेंस को बहुत ही एक सिंपल तरीके से अंडर में भी दिखाया जा सकता है. दोनों मीडियम में यूज किया जाता है.
तो हमारा क्वेश्चन क्या है कि थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज है तो दोनों मीडियम में इस्तेमाल होता है, तो थिएटर में भी वायलेंस, आप ये कहना चाह रही हैं कि वहां पे जो भी वायलेंस है, देखिए आप अगेन मैं बार बार एक चीज के ऊपर आप लोगों को इम्फेसाइज करने के लिए, सोचने के लिए बोल रहा हूं, जो आप लोग ठीक से नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, कि जब आप प्ले देखते हैं तो आपको क्यों लगता है ये थिएट्रिकल है? ये क्वेश्चन है। आप जब नाटक देख रहे हैं तो आपको लग रहा है थिएट्रिकल है, आप सिनेमा नहीं देख रहे हैं। तो थिएटर में क्या होता है जो सिनेमा में भी कभी कभी होता है, कभी कभी होता है, हमेशा नहीं होता। ये हमारा वो है कि सिनेमा भी कुछ चीजें थिएटर से बोरो करता है।
रस उत्पत्ति होती है ऑडियंस को,
नवरसास के अंदर जो है, जो रसपान जिसको आप बोलते हैं, वो वहां पर फील करता है, और यहाँ भी जो है फील करता है। करेक्ट। तो ये मान सकते हैं हम लोग कि थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज के अंदर जो है, भाई थिएटर में भी एक आपने कुछ किया जिसकी वजह से ऑडियंस के अंदर जो है सैडनेस आई, ऑडियंस के अंदर जो है हास्य रस किया आपने, तो हंसी, लोगों ने जो हंसने लग गए, ऐसा ही। हाँ, ये बोल सकते हैं हम लोग रसपान जिसको बोलते हैं हम लोग, कि दोनों मीडियम के अंदर थिएटर में जो रसपान होता है वो सिनेमा में भी होता है। बट फिर भी मैं एक बात और कहूंगा यहाँ पर कि अगेन इट इज नॉट ए थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटी। रसपान तो जो है वो डांस परफॉर्मेंस में भी हो रहा है, डांस ड्रामा आप देख रहे हैं उसमें भी ऑडियंस रसपान कर रही है, बट वो डांस जो चल रहा है वो उसको आप थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज तो नहीं मान सकते, वो तो डांस ड्रामा वाला, डांस ड्रामा भी एक फॉर्मेट माना जा सकता है थिएटर का, क्योंकि होता है। बट कहीं ना कहीं थिएट्रिकल जो है, मैं जो बात बार बार आपको थोड़ा ठीक से समझा नहीं पा रहा हूँ, बट फिर भी आप कोशिश करेंगे थोड़ा समझेंगे कि ऐसा क्या है उसके अंदर कि वो थिएट्रिकल कहलाएगा। सिनेमा नहीं चल रहा है ये, वो तो ठीक है कि वहां भी ऑडियंस एंजॉय कर रहा है, यहाँ भी ऑडियंस एंजॉय कर रहा है, वो तो मैं सर्कस भी एंजॉय करूंगा जाके, वो तो मैं डांस ड्रामे पे एंजॉय करूंगा, वो मैं नौटंकी भी एंजॉय करूंगा, कोई म्यूजिकल परफॉर्मेंस है वो भी एंजॉय करूंगा। म्यूजिकल परफॉर्मेंस को आप थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटी बोल सकते हैं? थिएटर चल रहा है वहां पे, नहीं बोल सकते ना। तो ऑडियंस तो हर जगह बैठा हुआ है ऑडिटोरियम में, म्यूजिक परफॉर्मेंस चल रही है, वहां भी है, डांस में भी है, थिएटर में भी है, और कुछ नौटंकी चल रही है किसी गांव के अंदर, वहां भी है। तो रसपान तो हर जगह हो ही रहा है। बट थिएटर जहां चल रहा है उसको आप म्यूजिक वाली परफॉर्मेंस को थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटी नहीं बोल सकते। एक आदमी कुमार गंधर्व परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं किसी ऑडिटोरियम के अंदर, तो आप उसको थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटीज नहीं बोल सकते कि कुमार गंधर्व इज परफॉर्मिंग इन ए थिएट्रिकल स्टाइल, आप ऐसे बोल सकते हो?
नहीं।
तो ऐसा क्या है जो नाटक चल रहा होता है जब उसमें वो आपको लगता है कि ये थिएट्रिकल? मेरा कहने का मतलब ये है।
So
can I speak?
हाँ जी, बोलिए।
Sir, the use of music as a theatrical quality, because if you're seeing a play and then a music comes in a normal conversation, so you feel the sense of heightened emotions, and that is also used in films. The use of music, background music as in such. So can that be considered a theatrical quality? The use of background music to highlight the emotions in our scene?
No.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
हाँ जी, बोलिए।
Like films also have stories. Films also have stories, screenplays, and actors. Hello.
हाँ जी, मैं सुन रहा हूँ, बोलिए।
Hello.
हाँ जी, बोलिए।
Films, theaters, films also have stories, screenplays, and actors.
हाँ, अभी जैसे म्यूजिक की बात करते हैं हम लोग थोड़ा सा, अभी हम म्यूजिक की बात करते हैं। कभी आपने थिएटर के अंदर कोरस सुना है? कोरस 10 लोग जो है गाना चालू कर देते हैं, कोरस चालू हो जाता है थिएटर के ऊपर। थिएटर में जब आप प्ले देख रहे होते हैं तो जो कोरस है, 8 लोग गा रहे हैं, 10 लोग गा रहे हैं। आपने सिनेमा में भी देखा होगा कि सॉन्ग के अंदर ऐसा कोरस होता है ना। म्यूजिक जो है, सॉन्ग जो है, उसमें कई बार आपने देखा होगा 5-5, 6-6 लोग भी उसमें, एक 2 हीरो हीरोइन गा रहा है, उसके साथ साथ 6-7 और 8 लोग भी उसमें बाद में कोरस की तरह गा रहे होते, जो सिनेमा के अंदर होता है। तो थिएटर में कोरस जो है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है। मैंने आज तक अपनी जिंदगी में जितने भी प्रोडक्शन देखे हैं, मैंने करीब करीब 800-900 प्ले से ज्यादा देखे हैं अपनी जिंदगी। 800-900 प्ले, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्ले। कचरा नहीं देखता हूं मैं, बड़ा चूज करके सोच समझ के टाइम बर्बाद करता हूं ना, फालतू में टाइम बर्बाद नहीं करता हूं। मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर एनएसडी प्रोडक्शन और भारत रंग महोत्सव प्रोडक्शंस और इनटू द कमानी ऑडिटोरियम और श्रीराम सेंटर और समवेयर एल्स एंड आल्सो इन द पृथ्वी। तो कोरस जो है थिएटर के अंदर जब होता है तो उससे सब लोग जो है खतरनाक तरीके से लोगों में एनर्जी आ जाती है। पूरा ऑडिटोरियम वाइब्रेट करने पर लग जाए। वाइब्रेशन समझते हो? जैसे भूचाल आ गया हो ऑडिटोरियम के अंदर, जब कोरस चालू होता है तो पूरे ऑडिटोरियम के अंदर भूचाल आ जाता है। कोरस का अपना एक मैजिक है, कोरस का अपना एक मैजिक है। तो यही मैजिक सिनेमा में भी होता है। जब म्यूजिकल कोई गाना या पिक्चराइजेशन चलता है तो उसमें आप जब भी कोरस आएगा गाने के अंदर, तो कोरस जो है वो थिएटर से ड्राइव किया गया। कोरस इज ए थिएट्रिकल क्वालिटी। अब बात समझे मैं क्या कह रहा हूं? जिन लोगों ने थिएटर देखा है वही समझेंगे इस बात को, बाकी जनता जनार्दन नहीं समझेगी।
सर कैन आई ट्राई?
हाँ जी बोलिए।
हाँ सर, I think a theatrical quality that is there is that a theater में everything is aimed at everything in the presentation is aimed at with interaction with the fourth wall, like the audience, the fourth wall. There's a focus on interacting there, which is not there as much as far as films and movies are concerned.
That is a difference.
Yes.
The difference between theater and cinema. Fourth wall not there.
Yes, I was thinking what makes like theater is this exaggerated attempt at interacting with the audience.
Question. Again, I'm saying something else. Try to understand the question. I'm asking, what is the theatrical qualities which cinema also has?
Sir, may I try?
Not the difference. I'm not talking about the difference.
Sir, may I try?
Yeah.
The ancient Greeks established the categories of tragedy and comedy many years ago, like 2,500 years ago, which have been imbibed into films. The categories of tragedy and comedy, the way it has been, the way it.
That is again a subdivision of literature. कि भाई प्ले है शेक्सपियर का तो उसके अंदर क्या होगा? ट्रेजेडी है, कॉमेडी है, क्या है? That is a kind of a play. That is a kind of a play. So similarly, if you would like me to accept this, I would say the way in a theater there are kind of plays like tragedy, comedy, which is a part of Navrasas basically. Similarly, in cinema, we also have the similar kind of categories like in theater. We can say that much. We can say.
Sir,
that.
may I try?
Bolliye.
Sir, lighting manipulates emotions in both the mediums.
Lighting manipulate. Yes, we can say that. But again, my question is something else. My question is something else. It has a theatrical quality. It is similarity is one thing, but is it theatrical? In cinema, the lighting is theatrical.
No, sir. It is also a lesser exaggerated version of it.
Right. So it is
yes,
not.
sir, got it.
So it is not theatrical, right?
सर मैं बताऊं?
बोलिए.
सर नाटक में भी एक हीरो होता है और उसके जीवन में संघर्ष होता है, और सिनेमा में भी हर जो कैरेक्टर मेन कैरेक्टर होता है उसके जीवन में भी संघर्ष होता है.
थिएट्रिकल की बात करें, वो तो लिटरेचर वाली बात हो गई, खत्म हो गया. हम लिटरेचर से थिएटर पे आ गए.
Sir, a gentleman of here told about fourth wall breaking, sir. So some movies have adapted it, like the movies called Fight Club and movies like Deadpool and all. So this is a theatrical aspect about fourth wall breaking. So it has been adapted into cinema. So it is a theatrical aspect, no, sir. Is it?
Again,
Sir, about the fourth wall breaking, sir, some movies have adapted it, like the movies like Fight Club and Deadpool and all, about fourth wall breaking in these movies. So this fourth wall breaking was brought in theaters, no? So this means it has a theatrical aspect.
So you want to say that in theater there is a breaking of fourth wall, right?
Yes, sir.
It is also adopted into the films.
Yes, sir.
That is what you want to say?
Yes, sir. So that means it has a theatrical aspect, no? A theatrical quality, no? Oh.
So breaking of the fourth wall done in theater, which is also made into the cinema. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Probably we can consider this as one of the quality of theatrical quality, because in theater sometimes they break the fourth wall. So this quality is also being used in the cinema. Correct? We'll move to a little further. A philosophical side. So what is the philosophical side? Theater, cinema also has a philosophical side. What does it mean?
So can I speak?
Yeah.
Sir, it would be the writer or director's point of view around the subject that they're dealing with in the script and in the film. The philosophical side that they have all over that they want to imbibe in the script. Their point of view, basically.
Correct. But philosophical side has a little more deeper meaning into it. When we talk about the philosophy, what is philosophy basically? It is an ideology, it is a thought process, it is a way of thinking, it is your perception about something.
Perception about any basic thing. Yes, sir.
So when we talk about the philosophical side, it means sometime a character would also behave like a philosophical manner. He has his own ideology, he has his own thought process, which is a part of the philosophy. He might believe, like I remember a film called Dev. Dev is a film directed by Govind Nilani, and in which one of the character, particularly I pinpoint, it's the Govind Nilani who says something about Muslim communities, that they are the invaders, they looted us, and they ruled us, they killed us, and there's a conflict between Bachchan versus this. So it is, what is that? All these dialogues of, I would say, of the character called Om Puri, it is his mindset, it is his philosophy. So when we talk about the philosophy, it means it is the way dialogues are going to be talked. It is the way the film has a agenda, underlined, sometimes obvious, sometimes others. So when we talk about a philosophy, the film are being perceived in a philosophical manner. That this is the way I think, this is the way I believe. Like I remember one of the dialogue in a Godard's film, one of the characters says to another one that you are a communist. So it's like in France, if you tell someone you are a communist, it means you are rebuking him or her.
Rebuking.
You know? So it's a kind of a gali. Telling someone you are a communist, it means it is a gali.
Me, I also saw that in Cinema Paradiso, that there was one of these characters that was a combination. He had to leave the country.
Correct. Leave the country. Correct. So telling someone that you are a communist, is it a kind of a rebuke? It is. In France, in the 60s particularly, and later on when all the USSR got, whole idea of communism got demolished, and a country where the communism born and could not sustain itself, and somehow USSR got divided into various countries, and all over the Europe.
Sir, I had a question.
Yeah.
So you talked about that film where they mentioned that the Muslim community were the invaders and looters.
Correct.
So, sir, in that ambit, where would we draw the line between philosophy and prejudice?
Prejudice means I believe, for example, I'm not going to change my opinion, irrespective of the fact, whatever you're trying to convince. That is called prejudice. Suppose I'm a Hindu, for example. I have seen many posts on the web, on the Facebook and here and there. Some people who believe in Congress, anything Congress do is right. I know certain people who are Congress, pro-Congress. Whatever Congress do is right, whatever BJP do is wrong. That we call it as a prejudice. Okay? But
Yes.
Congress has also done some good things. Congress, wherever they are in power, they are also, every party is also try to do something good. I would say like that. Maybe not 10, maybe not what they promised, maybe 50% of what they promised, but they all try to do everything. Because next election they have to say something, that this is what we did. Opposition will tell what they did not do. So prejudice means, if I believe in Congress, so I would always criticize BJP. If I believe in BJP, I would always criticize the Congress. That is called prejudice. But when we call it as a philosophy or a perception, it is a little difference. There is a little subtle difference. There is a thin line between that. Because this is what a director believed. Director hired a dialogue writer, and in collaboration with him, he wrote a dialogue. It is a dialogue. It is always the director's approval, without which nothing can be picturized. So I remember in Times of India, somebody wrote an article and he specifically mentioned this particular dialogues from the film about the Muslim community. So if you look at it very objectively, irrespective of the fact whether you are Hindu, Muslim or Christian, it's a very objective facts. This is truth, that Muslims were not here. They came from other countries and then they invaded. There were wars. They tried to do certain things. So they were fact. But it is not you who is doing it. It was your ancestors, your fathers and grandfathers and fathers and fathers. It is not you. You got my point? There's a difference. My forefathers came from UK and colonized India. I did not colonize India. I am a Britisher. I did not colonize. My forefather came. So when we talk about a philosophy, there are two aspects of the philosophy. One is a mindset, that this is the way certain people believe. And philosophy is more of, I would say, which is beyond a certain ism. Ism in the sense, whether it is a communism, whether it is a Hinduism, whether it is little above than that. For example, in Buddhism believes that at the end of the day, it is shunya. Nothing is left. So that was the basic problem why Buddhism could not survive in India. Think of it. Buddhism was born in India. Buddha was born in India. Buddhism is followed by Asia. But in India, it could not survive. Why? Give a thought about it. Because the Buddha said, at the end, there is nothing. Not even a soul. Soul even doesn't remain, because soul also merge. And you merge into the existence. So at the end of the day, it is nothing. And that was the problem for the Hindu philosophy. The Hindu philosophy believed that there is a soul which keeps taking birth again and again and again. But Buddha said that then at some point, there is something called moksha, in which this birth and death cycle is over and you are merged into the existence. So when we talk about the philosophy, it is a kind of, I would say, certain, not the commandments, but certain kind of tenets or certain kind of rules and regulations. And so there's a little difference between prejudice versus philosophy, like existentialism, for example. So Sartre was one of the promoter of existentialism, because he believed that you are not born with a blueprint. You have the liberty to become what you want to become. Okay? So philosophical side every film has a certain kind of a philosophical side, if those films are inclined toward it. Otherwise, if you look into the film in a very broader manner, it is good versus evil. Hero always win. Hero is always good. Hero worship is there. Hero fight for the cause. So when we talk about the philosophical side, it is a mindset, it is a perception, it is an ideology, it is a certain kind of thought process, which a film also has.
Sir, I had a question.
Please.
Sir, just like you can see a lot of Bollywood movies like are today coming like social cause movies, socially driven movies. Sir, that would come under a philosophy or not? Socially driven films.
I would say yes.
Okay, sir.
Say, lage raho Munna Bhai. Munna Bhai is a Lafanga character.
Yes, sir.
But he also believes in Gandhism.
Gandhism. Yeah.
You know, Lafanga believes in Gandhism.
That film is a great case of a social cause film. That too has a philosophy in it.
It has an underline, okay, we want to promote the Gandhi philosophy. We want to promote the non-violence. We want to promote that if somebody is violent towards you, we will be inviolate. Right? So there is a philosophy.
Sir?
There is
okay, sir, thanks.
Please carry on.
Sir?
Give me a moment. हाँ जी बोलिए.
Sir, I have 6 points for this philosophical side. Hello.
बोलिए बोलिए.
So first, both are discourse of ideas.
Correct.
Second, philosophy is basically organized thinking out loud. So similarly, every film is also organized imagining out loud.
Correct.
It's basically imagination which you're doing out loud. Third,
I would say thought process, ideology, your belief, certain kind of beliefs are there, certain kind of rule and regulation, call it like this, and they get converted into the film through a character, with character is fighting for it, character is slogging for it, character believes into it, like that.
okay. So third, both films and philosophy argue to prove their way of thinking. Like in any philosophical discourse, they try to, with arguments, they simply try to prove what they're saying. And in every film, through different characters and plots, a director is basically trying to argue and prove what he thinks.
Correct.
Is right. Fourth, both contribute to a school of thought. Like existentialism existed before Sartre. He did not find existentialism. Similarly, every film contributes to an existing school of thought, whatever it can be.
Existing school of thought also being founded by someone.
Yes, sir.
It can also happen that film would also found a school of thought. It can also happen.
Yes, sir. Which continues by other filmmakers. So basically, yeah.
So there are people who found certain school of filmmaking, certain way of making films, and other people try to be that. Godard is one of them, and many people try to be Godard, but they failed. Because then they were trying to copy it. They were trying to perfect Godard. Even if Godard was imperfect, but he started in his own way. His perspective was totally different. So this image which I have put it up over here, which you're watching over here, the disc thrower, I would talk about this when we'll move a little further. So philosophical side, I have given certain ideas. You can think over it a little more. And again, try to write down into the 100 words. That is the best way to do it. So literary 100, theoretical 100, philosophical 100. Very, very carefully choose your words. Very, very carefully choose your thoughts. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, so that you know you have a 4 point in a 5 marks question. So if it is a 20 marks question, for example, 5 marks literary, 5 marks theoretical, 5 marks philosophical, and 5 marks of painting and later on sculpture. So we'll move to the painting now. So painting and a film. Film as a frame, painting as a frame. Right? So painting, there you see the source lighting happening over there. The window light is coming from there, and then you see the source of light hitting over there. and then according the shadows are being created. So similarly in the cinema also they try to do the source lighting. They try to achieve the realism. Let's put it in that language of the word called realism. Painting also has a stylization, where the source lighting was demystified. Similarly in the cinema also they try to stylize a shot in which the lighting could be the way it is in the painting, not following the source light. So the way in a painting, variety of lighting was done. Similarly, I'm going to talk about the lighting first, and then I'll talk about something else. So similarly in the cinema also, they try to imbibe those qualities which a painting has. Painting has a very interesting other elements like composition. Composition consists of many things: framing, placement of a character, perspective, depth. So many things came into the painting, and similar kind of a thing were tried in the cinema also to have it. So there are many cinematographers, I would say, because when we talk about framing, it is a department of cinematography. So the ways painting has the realism, painting has the source lighting, painting has the styling, painting has variety of aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is, we will talk about that also at some point. Ratio of height versus width. If you look into this small image where I am talking, and if you look into the aspect ratio of this disc thrower, you will see that disc thrower ratio, height and width is less, maybe is 1:33. The one which I am talking is maybe 1:66 or 88. Okay. So the aspect ratio is different. So the way in a painting you have a variety of aspect ratio in a horizontal format. Try to understand. Cinema never had the vertical format. Cinema always had the horizontal format, but in the painting there was also vertical paintings were also there. Okay. But because most of the time we are capturing the action, the life is horizontal, not vertical, because sky has nothing much more to contribute, and hence we always had the horizontal format in cinema. So horizontal format we picked up from the paintings, and that's why it continued in cinema, and we try to imbibe those qualities of painting where there is a stylization, where there are some kind of realism, some kind of source lighting. Couple of things we try to imbibe from painting. Perspective, depth, all these element of composition, 1/3 rule, they all came from painting. Talking about, sometime if you see some of the film, particularly Masjid Masjidi's Baran, or Father for that matter. If you look into a film called Father by Masjid Masjidi, then you will feel that every frame is like a painting. That film is amazing film from the cinematography point of view in terms of framing. So is also many other films like Knife in the Water and couple of more films, which are like a frame of a painting, very much carefully thought about, composed, etc., etc. Coming to the sculpture. So film also has a quality of sculpture. Now this is little difficult for you to understand, but I will try to explain if I can. Painting still has a lot of contribution to the cinema, but sculpture not really. Why I'm saying is, inside the film, if you look at it, very rarely you see a sculpture being used in the center of a frame or something like that. But today in the morning in the classroom in our craft film school, we were discussing about a film called Godard's film called Contact. Now there's a particular scene where this character called Porkosh, who is a producer in the film, and he throws the can after watching the film, where he is pissed with the Fritz Lang's film. And Lang is making a film on the Greek tragedy, and then he throws the can like as if he is a disc thrower. So Fritz Lang sees a similarity of his gesture into a gesture of this disc thrower, a very famous sculpture. So had he not seen this sculpture, or had this not aware about this sculpture, he would not be able to use this dialogue. And dialogue is, he says, finally you get the Greek spirit. That was the dialogue. So which means, finally you threw the can like a disc thrower, which is a Greek sculpture. So sometime if you have seen, if you have noticed, or if you have read or studied the sculpture, you might use it to your advantage. Occasionally, some films are being made on the life of sculptures, like Camille Claudel by Bruno S. Nutien, cinematographer from France, basically. But he directed that film with Isabella Gianni. And that film is about the lady sculpture. So that was the only connection in terms of cinema versus sculpture. But maybe I would say occasionally, when if you're really, really into the sculptures, and you might use the idea of the sculptures into your film, the way Godard did it into a film. When we're talking about the philosophical thing, I would also quote another example from the same film, Godard's film today we were talking about. That there's a story of Ramakrishna Paramahansa. The story is about his disciple goes and do the meditation for 10 years, and he comes back and he tells the Ramakrishna Paramahansa, look, I can walk on the water without getting my feet wet and cross the river. And Ramakrishna says, you are a fool, you wasted your 10 years. I pay 5 rupees and cross the river without getting wet with the help of a boatman. So it's a philosophy. The story has a philosophy about it. The story has a philosophy about it. So similarly in the Cinema Paradiso also, this character who is a blind character, he asks him to go away. He tells a story of a princess and a soldier. So it's a philosophy. You say the thing in a indirect manner. You don't say the thing in a very, very direct manner. So that's an element of a philosophy. And as I said, that the sculpture is little less contribution into the sculpture qualities. But yes, sometimes you see a character. The beauty of a character is like a sculpture. Very, very crafted. That is also could be a meaning of it. But sometimes you see a man or a woman in the film as an actor or actress, and it look like a sculpture coming live. So probably that could be another meaning of the term. The film also has a sculpture qualities, which means it has a perfect actor and actress in terms of the look, and you are mesmerized. That's why we call them as a star, because they are not ordinary looking people. They look like as if they are out of heaven, but they are, at the end of the day, are as human as you are, maybe a little more beautiful and good looking and well sculpted body. The body is very, very sculpted. They work upon it. And very often you see various photographs in which the body is, particularly a person like Salman Khan, all of it, most of the time he is known for showing off his body. So here also you don't see the clothes, you see the body, which is a body of a sculpted person. So sculpture means basically that for me, and that is the connect I could find it. So this is in brief, and we have last 20 minutes, we always keep it for a question answer. So you can ask any question to me and I would try to answer it. I have another PPT to start with, but I do not want to give you the strain so much. If you could understood that much, probably it has a 4 question involved of 5 marks each. Cinema has a very literary characteristic, comment 5 marks. Cinema has a theatrical qualities, comment 5 marks. Cinema has a philosophical side, comment 5 marks. Cinema has an attribute of painting and sculpture, and musical elements, which you all know. Without music, background music, dance and music plays a lot. It itself is a very, very important part. How the music helped the film to become what it is. If you watch a film without the music, it will not have that kind of an impact. So this could be a very, very special question, how the music lift the emotion in a scene and hence into a film. So that's another important question in itself. So this question consists of 5 questions, small 4 marks, you can say it. I just said it 10 marks. It could be also that way also. Not so many points are required. 3 points each, and there you are. So that's why I'm again and again focusing, be very precise, be very to the point. Otherwise, you will not procure or secure high marks, and direction is second toughest exam after the acting. So you can ask any question. It's 7:40 right now. It's 20 minutes for that. Yeah.
So I was just asking how important it is to cite examples of different other films and filmmakers while writing your answer. Like you mentioned Godard while you're
understanding. It depends upon watching of those films. It depends upon whether you can recollect those examples quickly at that time. Since I am into this profession, so for me it's very easy to recollect thing. Since why I am mentioning about this Godard film of today's two example, because today in the morning we discussed it. Had I not been discussing also, I still remember that because I discussed 20 years in the past or maybe 15 years. So for me it is easy, but if you quote your specific example, it will give more value to your point. That's my answer.
But sir, are they like, is it like very important?
I would say it is very important.
Okay, sir.
I am quoting the two examples over here, how the sculpture could be helpful in writing a dialogue, right? I quote a particular example from a film of Godard. You might find some other example from some other film. So I would say yes. Quoting an example from a particular film to substantiate your answer would give a value to your answer to a filmmaker. Filmmaker to a examiner. Examiner will have a feeling that this boy has seen a couple of things and he can connect them to a particular answer.
Sir, as a just one follow-up, sir. Is there any specific value attached to some specific filmmakers like Satyajit Ray and Godard, or?
You can quote even the Vishal Bhardwaj. You can, I would quote even a person like, for example, Gulzar. I was also talking in the morning today. I will just quote again how people copy certain things. From the same film, there is a character Porsche who says yes or no. Gulzar picked up that idea from there, and one of his characters in the film called Angur says, suppose I say, chalo sham ko milte 8-9 baje. He says 8 ya 9. In some other time he says, chalo kal parso aate hain. He says kal ya parso. So yes or no got transferred into a different form. So how these people have been inspiring other filmmakers all over the world is also important. And to me, it doesn't matter whom you quote, but you can't quote the Subhash Ghai. I would doubt very strongly if you find any example in the Subhash Ghai's film to quote. At least I tried very hard, very often, except the cinematography. Cinematography is Ashok Mehta, and hence I may quote something from their film. Otherwise, except Ashok Mehta's work, there's nothing to talk about from Subhash Ghai's film. Maybe the music directors, composers, lyrics writers, but again, it is not Subhash Ghai. It is a music composer. It's a lyrics writer. Anand Bakshi. He will smoke and will write a song. So Anand Bakshi. Maybe other people. But it is not. Director is something else. Direction is not music director's work showing through your film. Direction is not composer's work or a lyrics writer work showing through your film. It is their work. It is like a doctor. Doctor brings out a baby, and baby doesn't become a doctor's baby. Baby still remains with the mother and father. It is their baby. Doctor is just helping to carry out the operation. That's it. So a director is, of course, it is important for a director also to have a song which has a meaning and other things, but it is at the end of the day, credit goes to the lyrics writer and the composer, not the director, I would say. He has only that much intelligence to choose the right people who would deliver the best. That's it. Next.
सर डायरेक्शन के लिए कुछ फिल्म देखना जरूरी है तो उसकी कुछ लिस्ट आप दे सकते हैं, ये फिल्म आपको देखनी ही चाहिए।
ये देखो बड़ा मुश्किल क्वेश्चन है, देखनी ही चाहिए ऐसा कोई नहीं है।
हाँ मतलब
मेरी जो लाइकिंग की लिस्ट है वो मैं आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करूंगा, कुछ 100 फिल्म्स व्हिच आई वांट यू एवरीबॉडी शुड शेयर इट। इट इज माय टेस्ट।
ओके सर।
क्या है कि आप रेस्टोरेंट में अगर जाते हैं तो रेस्टोरेंट में अगर वेटर से पूछो कि बताओ सब बहुत अच्छी सब्जी कौन सी है, तो बोलेगा सभी अच्छी है। करेक्ट। He will not say कि ये भिंडी की सब्जी ठीक नहीं है, आप आलू मटर ले लीजिए. But that is not a correct analogy. It is my liking. मुझे भरता एक सब्जी होती है बैंगन की, इसको बोलते हैं भरता. तो मैं छोटा होता था, वो मुझे बड़ी सब्जी अच्छी नहीं लगती. घर में अगर भरता बन गया तो बस मैं जो है तूफान मचा देता था. मुझे को तो कुछ और बना के दो. Now today my favorite is bharta. If you know how to make bharta, you are a good cook.
Yes, sir.
So it changes from the time to time. When I was a kid, I used to go to watch film like, you will laugh now. You can laugh. My favorite film used to be 36 Chamber of the Shaolin, Shogun's Ninja, Monkey in the Dragons, something like that. Some martial art film I would watch. Some strange films. On the Chanakya cinema, I will go and watch those films. I used to like them. And then I started watching these James Bond kind of film when I grew up a little more. And then when I went to FTI, my taste got changed. I said, what shit I used to watch? The snake in the monkey's shadow. You would not be able to remember this shitty film. But it's a martial art film. It's a martial art film. As a kid, I used to like this film a lot. Snake in the monkey's shadow. 36 Chamber of the Shaolin. Those kind of film I would go and watch on the cinema. But yes, there is nothing to learn from those films. Bruce Lee's film. I have seen many films of Bruce Lee. Chuck Norris films of the martial arts. But today, if you ask me to watch these 36 Chamber of the Shaolin, I would watch just for the action, but I would not learn anything from there. So there are films from where you learn, and that's why those films are known as the great films. Bruce Lee's films are never shown into the Cannes Film Festival. I doubt. So the film which we call it as a cinema, what is cinema? That's what we were discussing today. What is cinema? This we will extend in next class also tomorrow. We will extend it a little further. Today I just picked up a quote, tried to answer this thing into a very, very specific manner in the context of this quote, so that in case something like this comes, how you would be able to answer it. So today we covered cinema has a literary characteristic, cinema has a theatrical characteristic, cinema has a philosophical side, attribute of painting and sculpture. So basically 4 questions of 5 marks each we covered today with a very, very specific example, 1 or 2. Not necessarily you have to quote these examples. You can pick up something else. And yes, I promise that I will share my favorite 100 films of international cinema. And I'm also trying to compile my 100 film of Indian cinema, which I have liked in my life. So the Indian list would come a little later, but international list maybe within 2-3, not tomorrow. I would share it in the next class, or maybe I will email it to you. But don't ask me, send me those films. So all the films I don't have, but yes, they are available on Netflix here and there, or you could download from here and there. So anybody else?
Sir, I have a question.
Hello.
Sir, in this question, we haven't discussed the qualities of attributes of photographs in cinema. So is it a...
Wait. Photographs, there is not mention over there. The cinema has a quality of photography here. Because cinematography is nothing but is an extension of photography. So cinematography itself is a photography. So, and hence it is not being discussed. Cinematography is nothing but a collection of photographs. 24 frames per second is nothing but 24 photographs put together.
Yes, sir.
That's why it is not being. Anybody else?
Hello.
Samya Sen Sharma, can we quote from Bengali film from Golden Age, that is Sinha, Ghatak, Didi Garga? Yes, you can quote all these films. Srijit Mukherjee is a contemporary filmmaker. Equally good is Kaushik Ganguly, filmmaker of today's film. And to them for sure. They all are very, very important filmmakers. I would say Srijit Mukherjee and Kaushik Ganguly are 2 contemporary important filmmakers in West Bengal today. I like them a lot. I have seen a couple of films from both the directors, and I met them once here and there, but they don't remember me. But anybody else?
Sir, can I speak? Sir.
Yeah.
Hello, am I audible? Sir, it is important to watch the international cinema because
you're going to
hello.
FTI. You're going to FTI. FTI means how you can contribute to the international cinema from India. That is the agenda of that film school. Not into the some Bhojpuri film of remotia se uthai de le.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I wanted to ask a question.
Please carry on.
Sir, just like you referenced Godard's work, like he used sculptures and dialogue like of the disc thrower. So I wanted to ask, does this come early in the writing stage for a person like Godard, who was also a writer and a director? Or
Godard
does it come?
Godard is notorious for not having a script. Godard is notorious for not coming out with a script and not giving a script to the actors and all that. But yes, Godard has everything in his mind.
Okay,
everything written, pre-decided, etc., etc., and he's also open for improvisation.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Script may not be in a perfect manner like on a paper, but everything is fine. So, like today, you asked me honestly, I did not prepare today's lecture.
Okay, sir.
At 4 o'clock, I decided that I would talk about this coming. Because for the last 25 years, I am doing that. 15 years in an official manner, 10 years occasionally on and off. So for me, it is there. It is there.
Okay, sir.
Tomorrow, I will come along with a PPT.
Okay, sir.
Talking more specifically. Today I'm talking specifically, but today is more of interactiveness rather than I talking. Tomorrow I would talk, you would listen.
But sir, I wanted to ask another question. So it's just a follow-up, not related to this, but I wanted to ask that would it be better if a director comes with a script ready in hand, that is a bound script, yes, or
I would never go to a set without my ready script. Each and every damn thing would be written on my script. And that's what RACE stand for. RACE stand for very, very precise diagram, image, storyboarding, everything. More you are prepared, better you are, always.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I don't believe writing on the set the dialogue and some shit like that. I believe in improvisation. Let the actor add to it.
But only to the written text that has been already written. The improvisation.
Script should be written. Actor should have the liberty to improvise upon.
Improvise. But not without a written script.
Not without the script.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It's my personal belief. You may not agree, but I believe that.
No, sir. No, sir. I also agree. It's a very expensive medium. You should have a written script as to what you are doing.
Tight, bound script, and director should come with a shooting script. There's something called
shooting script. Yes, sir. I know about that.
Nonsense where he will write anything what he wanted to tell, which is not there in the script. His own notes about that. You know.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anybody else? So, gentlemen, I suppose we are done for today. It is 7:52, almost 2 hours. That's my promise. And I try to be focused in my discussion and also want you to be focused in your answers so that you should be able to write in a very, very precise manner, in a concise manner without wasting the time. And you should procure more marks rather than beating around the bush of a one point where the examiner will think that this guy is a fool, he's trying to fool around and you don't know his answer, and that is what something which is not going to procure the marks. So that's it. Thank you very much. Before we switch it off, there is something called polling, and I'm launching this poll here. So you can give your feedback. If you say 10 marks, I will not be elated. If you say 6, I will not be depressed and commit suicide tomorrow morning. But it helps me to evaluate overall the response of the people. So this is a poll on launching. Just tick any of the thing, and then after that we are off.
Okay, sir.
So 22 people have done their job. Wonderful. And I'm switching it off now. And hopefully tomorrow we will meet. And tomorrow we will extend today's topic, what is cinema. Okay. In a very, very focused manner into a PPT form, which I would talk in a context of documentary as well as into the context of fiction. Today, I was just talking in context of a specific quote by Kurosawa. I have my own many more ideas. What is cinema? Which is not written into a book by Andre Bazin called What is Cinema. This is what I have tried over the years of watching films, practicing it as a cinematographer, directing the documentaries. I do intend to direct a fiction, not done so far, but I will be doing soon. So that's it, and hope these 2 hours were beneficial for you. Those who are sleeping, hope one day they will wake up.
Sir, I have a question. May I ask?
Yeah, quick.
Sir, what kind of Indian drama writers would you suggest to read for fiction?
Say the authors, the novelists, what?
The playwright, sir.
Playwright. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I would prepare a list and share it with you. It is also given all the important playwriters and their book and the plays they have did it into my MCQ book. If in case if you have bought it, but now it is over. It is no more existing. But MCQ book on the theater part, which I would be talking into the MCQ class, are all the plays are important to watch. They are all are landmark plays, 100 or 200 landmark plays I mentioned over there. And so are the international plays also. So Indian and international, both I have covered into the theater section of MCQ.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.